Good morning, youth. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to jump right in this week. We are in Proverbs chapter 11, and so we're going to get going on that. We are going to be in verse 15, and so Proverbs chapter 11, verse 15 says, "Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer harm, but he who hates striking hands in pledge is secure. A gracious woman gets honor, and a violent man gets riches. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. The wicked earns deceptive wages, but one who sows righteousness gets a sure reward. Whoever is steadfast in righteousness will live, but he who pursues evil will die. Those of a crooked heart are an abomination to the Lord, but those of blameless ways are his delight. Be assured, if an evil person will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will be delivered." And so this week in Proverbs chapter 11, it's kind of a grab bag week where, there's all sorts of different topics and ideas that are kind of all in a row and lined up here. And so these are general statements of wisdom. Again, these are things that generally prove to be true. If you want to go and read about the wisdom literature about when those things don't prove to be true, go read Ecclesiastes. But I'm just going to go through each one of these and give a brief note, and then we're going to, just have a summary at the end. So verse 15 talks about who we vouch for. The people we vouch for in our lives, whether it's our friends or family members or whoever that is, if they are not trustworthy, they will prove us to be untrustworthy because we vouched for them. And so who we speak for and who we vouch for is important. And coupled with that, it's also important what type of people we are. That we want to live lives that make us people that people would be worth vouching for us. Verse 16 says that we should cherish graciousness and honor above riches gained by unjust means. So we should value the honor that we could have in another person's eyes because of our graciousness over any sort of wealth that we could obtain through doing something wrong. Verse 17 tells us that when we show kindness to others, it has positive impacts on ourselves. Note it says a man who is kind benefits himself. When we show kindness to other people, we get to see the results of that kindness, which helps us, but it also helps us grow as a person, makes us more kind and more generous as a person in the process. Verse 18 tells us that wages that are gained through deception and wickedness are not guaranteed, and they're not secured, and they don't bring fulfillment. Whereas when you work hard for the things that you have, there is this sense of in fulfillment, and there's a sense of security in having earned that. Verse 19 tells us that pursuing righteousness leads to life. Generally speaking, when we pursue the wisdom of God and the things that God has said, hey, these are good for you, those are going to produce life in us. It's going to prolong our life. It's going to make our lives more enjoyable. Verse 20 says that God delights in those who try to keep their lives blameless. This is coupled with that previous one. But those who follow wickedness, they stand opposed to God. If our lives and the way we act and the things that we're about are characterized by wickedness, then it's not characterized by God. And that is the goal of Proverbs, is to have this wise living that is characterized by God. Verse 21 tells us that those who seek out and behave in an evil way will receive the due justice of their actions. Whereas the righteous and the way they live, it not only affects their lives, but it affects the next generation. Their kids get to benefit from their righteous living. And so it's this challenge to remind us that our actions do not just affect ourselves. We talked about this a little bit on Sunday. So again, these are like a grab bag, and the end result is that we should pursue righteous wisdom and righteous living over any sort of unjust gain and sort of wickedness. And so I would encourage you, take one or two of these this week, reflect on them, think about them. And for you seniors, most of you had your graduation ceremonies yesterday. Congratulations. It's hard work. Y'all earned it. And I know you're busy as you look towards the next things, but I hope that we will see you over the summer. And we will be welcoming in our incoming fifth graders. So this Sunday at 4. So be there, and we hope to see you guys soon. Love y'all. Take care.